Hey everyone, Gary with CENLA Backyard Chickens here. And like most chicken educators, at time to time I get asked the question, should I have chickens? Are these things right for me? What is the cost of having chickens? Can I have them where I live? How expensive is it to have these things? So today we're going to try to answer all of those questions. First thing to think about is, can I have chickens where I live? The good news is that most towns and cities by far are getting better and better about having chickens. You need to check with your local authorities to see. Usually they tell you how many that you can have, how close they can be to your neighbors, whether or not that you can have a rooster, which is a shame because roosters are beautiful, wonderful animals in their own right. But this is some of the things that you have to think about whenever you want to have chickens. Then people start worried about the cost of having chickens. Folks, humans have been raising chickens for a millennia, for thousands of years. And the poorest people in the poorest countries on the planet raise chickens. So don't get involved in the hype of, oh, you have to spend all of this money in order to raise chickens. No, that's not true. You can do it on a budget, however that your needs fit. The only thing that I always try to tell people, you want to take care of their basic needs. Food, water, shelter, and protection. You want to make sure that you give them. After that, you can add things to it for lanyard, how much space you get for the chickens, all of those kind of things. Next thing on the list, how many chickens should I have? And usually I tell people we want to start with a minimum of 3 because chickens are a flock animal. They do better, they live longer, they're happier, they're healthier, all of these things when you have plenty of chickens. So always start with a minimum of 3. Then you can think about your family and its needs. Do you guys eat a lot of eggs? What are you going to have chickens for? Are they mainly for ornamental purposes? Or are you going to gather the eggs? You want to eat their eggs, give them to friends and family. So usually you can go at least 1 per family member, and depending on the breed of chicken you get, it tells you how many eggs that you're going to get during the week. Give you an idea, if you have, let's say, 6 average heritage breed chickens, you're going to get in a week's time 4 eggs one day, 4 eggs one day, 5 eggs one day, 6 eggs one day, 4 eggs the next day. It's going to vary like that. No chicken lays 1 egg every single day of the year. Some birds do a lot better than others. Some do less than others. So consider that whenever you want to start thinking about how many chickens that you have. The question always comes up, rooster or no rooster? This is a big issue. A lot of times if you live in a city, they take care of that question for you because they don't allow roosters. Roosters are loud, your neighbors generally don't like it, but roosters are there for more than one reason. The number one reason is to protect the flock. After that, they're there to fertilize eggs. If you want to raise chicks to have, you need a rooster in order to do that. Otherwise, chicken's going to lay an egg regardless. Doesn't need a rooster around there at all. But if you want fertile eggs to hatch babies out, you're going to have a rooster. But you need to think about roosters. Generally, their disposition is not going to be that good, so they're not really great around young children. Some breeds are a lot better than others. Rhode Island red roosters are known for being very protective, but they can also be a little bit hostile to humans and young ones. Orpington roosters, buff Orpington roosters are known to be fairly gentle and docile, but there's always exceptions to those rules anywhere you look, depending on the bird itself. So think about that. I tell most people if they're starting out, first-time chicken owners probably wouldn't get a rooster. Just stay with hens. Now we have the question: basic coop or do we want to go for the gold? If you do like me, it's kind of a little bit of an overkill over here, but trust me, a basic coop is really all you need. Again, you want to make sure that you're able to provide the basic things that these birds need. They need food, they need shelter and protection, and they need a good place to be able to roost on there. After that, you can do all the add-ons that you want. Look on the internet, there's tons of things. The number one thing you could do for yourself is research, which is exactly what you're doing right here listening to my video. So think about that whenever you start thinking about your coop. Caring for your birds. These are animals. They definitely need to be cared for. Birds can get diseases, they can get illnesses, they can become injured. So there's certain things that you want to do, have a little medicine ready for them. Again, search on the internet for things that you would need to care for these animals. Stress is a bad thing for a chicken because that can lead to illness for them. So if you're too small in your coop design, that can stress them out because you got too much crowd. If you got dogs or something chasing them, that can stress them out as well. So you want to do things to keep that stress level lower. You want to do things that they're not overly heated or they're not overly cold. The coop is not drafty in there. So all of those things help make your birds healthier and happier overall. And now we have the question, do I want chicks or do I want started pullets? And there's benefits to having both. If you get started pullets, they're already close to laying eggs, so you don't have the time and everything that it takes to raise them up, because usually you're looking at 4 to 6 months, depending on the animal, the particular breed type, before they start laying eggs. So then you have that to not worry about. But if you get chicks, these chicks are yours from a couple of days old. You can raise them to be loving and part of the family, to be gentle around humans. If you have small children, they are going to absolutely love them. So there's really lots of benefits to having young chicks as well. So think about the needs and the wants of you and your family. Then the great question is, what are we going to feed these things? Again, people in the poorest countries on the planet keep chickens. They're not out buying $40 a bag chicken feed for these things. They're feeding table scraps and then letting them roam out in the yard, live off the land, so to speak. And chickens love to do that. It makes them healthier whenever they can go scratch out in the yard. My birds particular, they sleep in a coop and they have a big chicken run, but they go out every day. Right now you can see they're running around. We let them out every day, every night. We lock them up to keep them protected. But what I do, I generally will get a good quality feed. I like pelletized feed that I buy from a local place called Peter's Feed and Supply over there. They really do a great job. They mill their own, put a lot of good things in it, and then I feed them in the coop. After that, they're out here getting bugs and grass and worms and whatever else that they can do. Chickens are carnivores. Trust me on this. They can eat a multitude of things. Then we get to the question, what breed to get? There are so many breeds out there. You have heritage breeds, you have hybrid chickens. I have both out here. There's great things about both of them. So just look on the internet for what you want. Generally, if you're starting out on this, you want to get docile breeds of chickens, things that do you a lot of, easy to handle. Orpingtons, Astralorps, things like that are great birds, easy to handle. Olive eggers, pretty eggs, they're generally pretty easy to handle with them. Again, but most of this is, how you raise them. Are you spending a lot of time with your birds? And that helps them be gentle. So we definitely want to think about that whenever you're raising chickens. Understand the sad facts about having chickens is sometimes bird dies. No matter how good of a chicken parent you are, sometimes this happens. A lot of breeds are under a lot of production pressure. They've been, bred for certain characteristics over the years, and a lot of their good stamina has just been simply bred out of them. The eggs that we get at the supermarket are from birds that have been bred to just lay the maximum amount of eggs in the shortest amount of time, and they just don't have a lot of resilience when it comes to other things. And just different breeds have different issues. Just all animals are that way. So kind of think about that whenever you want to have chickens and you know that this is going to eventually happen to you. Protection is a big deal, and then I have videos that talk about that, but you always want to make sure that you protect your chickens. You don't want to overcrowd your chickens. You want to keep your coop as clean as possible. All of these things help with the longevity, but the truth of the matter, sometimes these wonderful animals will die. Now, something my wife wanted to make sure that I put in this video is a phenomenon called chicken math, okay? You build your coop, and you build your coop because you're going to have 3 or 4 chickens in it. Well, chicken math says you're not. If you want to have 3 chickens, build your coop for 10. If you want to have a half dozen chickens, build your coop for 20 of them, because trust me, things happen. Chicken math goes like this: 1 + 1 = 11. That's chicken math. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel. Look at my other videos that'll help you get going with your chicken venture. Chickens are a great and wonderful thing to have. They're great for the family. They're great whenever you have children. They're great sources of protein for both meat and eggs. The eggs that you have will be the healthiest eggs that you will ever have when you raise your own chickens like this. Good luck. Let me know. Bye.